don't think anyone
No
likes
kidding.
me that much.
No, I'm 100% positive no one likes me that much. Like, it's fucking nuts.
No, there's one person.
Welcome to the 2 Decades Too Late podcast, everybody.
Masterful transition.
Oh, man. This is a podcast in which we rate and review. Part of me wants, I don't know why I've been on this B-52 kick. Remember when I texted you about like an Atreyu song or something? I don't remember. Maybe it was Atreyu. I don't know. But yeah. And did you do it? Because I'm right. Yeah. Like, it's hilarious. Yeah. So part of me like almost accidentally went, this is a podcast in which we rate. But I'm not going to do that. And review an album in which that's
motherfucker.
It's my time to shine.
Not bad.
Getting better. Yeah, in which we rate and review an album that is turning 20 years old, mostly metal for whatever it's worth. Josh and I each give a rating of 1 to 5 to 4 different parameters for an individual maximum point total of 20 points and a combined maximum point total of 40. Josh, what are we doing? What do we got going on this week?
This week, what we have going on is a release from Trustkill Records.
Oh.
Trustkill 2004. You have an idea of what we might be in for.
Yeah, man, they had part of the market pretty much cornered at the time.
They sure did. And this artist hails from Orange County, California. So
Hell yeah.
We're narrowing in on a sound. I bet you can picture the black eyeliner.
The mesh undershirt that's long sleeve with the hole cut out for your thumb.
Yeah. The mesh. Oh, the mesh. Gilgamesh?
Chain wallets.
But yeah,
Sorry.
We have the album Obsession from 18 Visions.
Hell yeah. Where, I don't know, metalcore, grunge, and Guns N' Roses comes to roost.
Let me just give you the all-music synopsis on that particular point. They write, for 18 Visions in 2004, what prefix lies in front of the quote-unquote core? Unclear.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Because it's not metalcore, man. It's not. I mean, I guess it is, but it's not.
Yeah. It's
which
distinctly 18 Visions, I guess.
Nothing sounds like this. And I don't know if I appreciated that enough at the time. Like, listening, because I had this physical, album, which will, there's a cool little fact about the artwork we'll get to.
Great. I
with
didn't
the physical
find it,
CD.
So I'm curious.
Well, I don't know about that. I just like the way the CD came. Well, we'll talk about it. It's really cool, though. But yeah, they don't really sound like anybody. They're kind of doing their own fucking thing.
Like you mentioned, I got some very heavy Stone Temple Pilots vibes. And now I want him to sing for Stone Temple Pilots.
Same. Or what the other one is called, Velvet Revolver. I think he would be really good at that.
Yeah.
Because did you listen to his band Burn Halo at all?
I did not.
It's that.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. And honestly, he got way better at vocals too for Burn Halo. It's actually kind of a shame because it's like you can hear what he can do.
Oh damn!
Because he's a weird vocalist. Like
he is a weird vocalist. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, 18 Visions. They were around for 9 years at this point. Formed in 1995, which shocks the hell out of me. I thought they were a product of the 2000s for sure. They had 4 releases prior to this. 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. So they were just cranking out music. And they've got
that's crazy.
They've got a deep catalog, honestly. And still active today, seemingly, after a kind of long hiatus in the middle there.
And the stuff they've brought out is pretty good. It's heavy. They gave up on that whatever they were doing. Man, they just got crazy heavy.
Yeah, of note, they released a 20th anniversary version of this album.
They re-recorded the whole thing.
They did indeed.
And it sounds worse.
It really does. And it's too bad. And they changed the shape of the heart on the album cover, which is a weird choice.
It is a weird choice. It's kind of a pretty big miss. And, like, I have wanted there to be an O in Tower of Snakes for 20 years. I've wanted there to be
You wanted it to be Tower O Snakes?
Yep, exactly. Exactly what I wanted it to be. Oh, that's another like kids toy commercial from 1990s Cartoon Network. Hey kids, want a Tower O Snakes? Yeah.
Sounds awful. But like right stand up at all. Those fuckers are
right
so
after
floppy.
You just have a tower of those like poppable like snake things that Alton Brown always used. But no, I always wanted there to be an O, like when the breakdown after he does his little hey, hey. But when he does the like scream, I've always wanted there to be an O there right before it goes into the and I was like, they re-recorded it. Maybe I'll finally get my wish. And no, it just sounds a little worse.
No O.
Nope. I will say, though, for the re-recording, they did do a better job of blending bass and guitar together. I don't want to shit on it too hard, and we'll talk about that for this album later. I apparently have a really big pet peeve of bass blending with guitar. I'm realizing I really want them to be harmonious when they're doing rhythm. You know what I mean? I understand a bass wants to do its own thing sometimes, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And whatever, but like... Anyway, so 18 Visions... a lot of members in this band.
But
this
actually,
is that whole...
Are there a lot of members, or are there a lot of like touring members?
Yeah, it's probably more of the touring members, I guess. I will say big staple. I'm a little surprised Keith Barney, the guitar player, which, you know what, I guess if we're going to be talking about obsessions, let me just go ahead and tell you who was on this bad boy.
Please do.
But we've got James Hart on lead vocals. He is a mainstay in the band. Keith Barney, lead and rhythm guitars, piano, lap steel, and vocals. Keith Barney, also a mainstay in the band, I believe. I could be wrong about that.
No, he was in it 2000 to 2007, and then 17 to present. So,
yeah, and I'll wrap back to it. But we've got Mick Morris on bass. And Ken Floyd on drums, percussion, keyboard, programming, guitars, and vocals.
Yeah.
With a very producer-sounding name at production with Andrew Murdoch.
Yeah. It's
a pretty...
Mud Rock.
Oh, it is? No, it's not. It's Murdoch.
Yeah, he goes by Mud Rock.
He does? That's awesome.
We've had him before.
Hell yeah, Mud Rock.
On... He did Avenged Sevenfold, Waking the Fallen.
Oh, he did do Avenged Sevenfold. Well, you know what? That explains why this production's so good.
And City of Evil.
Yeah. So yeah, I do want to point out that the only person that is not hyperlinked in the personnel is Keith Barney, the guitar player, who is probably the most important part of the band.
Yeah.
So I find it odd. Keith Barney is one of the unsung heroes of metalcore in America from, well, more specifically, the Orange County boom of metalcore bands. Like, we had the Worcester, Mass, like, boom of metalcore bands. Then we had the, like, Orange County boom of metalcore bands with, like, Atreyu and Bleeding Through and all them.
Yep.
And dude, Keith is, like, I'm pretty sure Keith Barney started Throwdown.
What?
I'm pretty sure he had a hand in Bleeding Through, and like, I mean, he did vocals. The cover, the Throwdown cover of Baby Got Back, that's Keith Barney on vocals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the original vocalist of Throwdown, and he wrote most of the music.
Well,
so it's like,
damn.
This dude is important, and
that makes sense because I totally forgot that Dave Peters was in 18 Visions. He was an early member.
They were all just kind of trading around, and doing their thing. Yeah.
Dave
but weird.
Never Back Down weird. Peters.
Yeah. We haven't done a Throwdown. We missed it, right? Like Throwdown was should have been last year maybe or something. Haymaker was 2003.
I think Haymaker was 03 and I think Vendetta was 05.
Oh, so we can yeah, that's right. So we could get one in. All right, good. Good. They're like the only band. Well, we haven't done Bleeding Through either, have we?
We have not, which surprised me. I think we kind of left it in 2003.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think mostly you didn't want to listen to it again by the time we got to the length of our list.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, Bleeding Through is very hit and miss with me. Like when I like them a lot. But yeah. Anyway, were you into this album when it came out? I mean, I know we'll talk about influence at the time a little bit with 18 Visions later when we review this, but like I had this and I loved it. Like I listened to it an obnoxious amount.
I remembered the singles for sure. I definitely remembered Tower of Snakes and Waiting for the Heavens. But apart from that, I did not remember a whole lot of the album if I listened to it much.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's weirdly a grunge record.
Yeah, it's just like it was a lot different than I expected. Like I said, there was a lot of Stone Temple Pilots vibe for me.
Yeah,
there's a lot of variation. It's honestly a pretty well composed album, I think. The way it ebbs and flows, I definitely expected just a whole lot of eyeliner and like more emo. Even though like I knew what they could sound like, I didn't expect them to have any variety or breadth of sound.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, but it's funny because, like, with the reality of the situation is they might have been the most unique band at the time in the genre, which is, like, really insane to think about because they really never... I mean, like, Waiting for the Heavens was big. Like, that was a big song.
Yeah.
And I know this is their, like, highest grossing record, I think, of all time.
It is, yeah.
Which makes sense. That single was really, really big. That music video was so good. I was always jealous of the rocking the like blazer with a tie and no shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, it is a good look. It's like, yeah.
I'm going to try that at my next business meeting.
So I don't know how hard you want to dig into the track by track. You're right. It is varied. I don't really know how to do this album justice explaining it because I just don't think the alternative metal part in the genre of this album is like, I can't believe it's by and large the biggest genre on that. This is an alternative metal album with hardcore moments more than it is a metalcore album with alternative moments.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I really don't know how to do much justice to this album on a track by track.
It's got great intro. I mean, you can almost honestly, if you said your favorite song on the album was Obsession at track 1, it wouldn't even be that weird. It's a sick fucking song.
It is.
And as 2004 as humanly possible. I mean, that is a intro.
Yeah.
Like just a nuts and bolts intro as far as metalcore went at the time.
Well, and the whole album's only 36 minutes long. So
right. You can knock it out, man.
Yeah, you can knock it out. The songs are right around that 3.5 minute mark for the most part, except for the intros 2 minutes and the outros 4 minutes. So split the diff.
Yeah. I mean, for real though, like, and honestly, let's. I mean, you could skip track 8.
Which one's that?
Lost in a Dream.
I liked that one. I really did like that one. Actually,
it's fine.
I like the use of backing vocals on that track in particular.
That's fair. That is fair. I just it felt a little more like we needed another song to me than it did like. But you're right. It's not too bad, and the backing vocals are sick. I don't know. Track 10 a long way.
It was not overused. Like they weren't fighting each other like we've had on some albums.
No, it's very like. I honestly think what it comes down to is. Like, again, despite not being hyperlinked anywhere, Keith Barney's just a really, really good songwriter. He just does a good job. I don't know. Track 10's kind of cool because it straight up sounds like an Alice in Chains song, A Long Way Home.
That one is sick.
So that is pretty cool. Like, I get, like, straight up an Alice in Chains song.
Yeah.
Which, I don't... Also, masters of the... And tell me if you get what I'm saying when I say this, all of you out there, because you can't see me. But they are kings of the motorcycle handlebar riff. Like, they are kings of that shit. Like,
well, and he even did that. Like, he did that on stage in one of those videos.
He sure did, on the Metal Hardcore Festival DVD when they were playing something off Vanity, their album before this one.
Yeah. Which was our first exposure to them, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, yeah. And they were doing the whole dressing up before everybody. They were wearing like matching dress shirts,
yes, they were.
And all that stuff in that DVD. And there was that one kid that just kept stealing the microphone when he would do the gang vocal, and it's the funniest shit in the world. Do you remember that?
I do.
And the vocalist, Andrew Murdoch, or no, James Hart, excuse me. Got two names mixed up weirdly, but like him just looking really annoyed by this one kid just keeping grabbing the mic from him every time he put the microphone out there. It's the most awkward shit in the world. Actually, if you guys can find their performances from the 2000 through Metal Hardcore Fest, look it up just because of that kid. It's the most awkward shit. I don't want to make this way too short, but yeah, go listen to this because it's the weirdest thing from the group at large at the time. Like, they sound like none of their peers, and it's not even close.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah. His lyrics are also pretty bad.
I thought they might be. Like, I watched one of the music videos getting ready for this, and I was like, hey, there's not a lot of substance to this. Which I'd rather that than like trying to be overly intelligent or outsmart yourself or just straight up misogynistic.
Yeah, those are usually the options at this point in time. And he didn't choose either one. It's very nice. Like, they're not good, but I like that they're kind of... I have no idea why he kept saying cut the mustard. Like,
I love it.
He said...
Like, work
do
that
you?
in?
I mean... It's just such an odd choice. He doesn't just work it in. He says it like 10 times in Waiting for... Or not Waiting for... Tower of Snakes.
I'm sorry, couldn't cut the mustard, but it's absurd. Rhyming it with absurd, too. That's great.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the lyrics are a little repetitive. Like...
Yeah. They're mindless, and I don't hate it. You're right. I'm glad he's not trying to fill Labonte, and I'm glad he's not taking back Thursdaying all over the place. So
taking back
I'm
Thursday.
fine with it. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually not mad about that. Yeah, taking back Thursday. It's just that's how you just sum up the entire genre. You gotta listen to that Taking Back Thursday music. All right, I'm gonna find a way to work Taking Back Thursday into everything I post about this episode.
I'm so glad you're gonna do that.
Yeah. All right, Josh. Do you just want to review this bitch?
I'll give you one more from
from
the All Music review. I really should start writing down the reviewer's name. I'm sorry, every All Music reviewer who I've called out but not cited your wonderfulness. But he sums it up with, in the end, obsession is more than a little schizophrenic, which is absolutely true. But as that condition seems to be the order of the day, at least 18 Visions swallow their crazy pills with zesty relish.
Huh.
Yeah.
Man, zesty relish.
Yeah.
I like it. That's really good.
I love that, like, oh, that's just the disorder of the day. Like, schizophrenia, it's what we're doing in this particular genre of music.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Well, No, God, especially at this time.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's weird that they're the only band that was like in this space because everyone was trying to do something weird. Like, you had like the psychroptic end of things, or Psyopus. Psyopus is what I'm trying to think of. And like the See You Next Tuesday end of things, and then you have like Throwdown, and then you have whatever the fuck this is. Like,
yeah.
And
this
like a lot of people. No, not at all. Like, I'm glad it got. Like, it was well received and it got pretty big. I mean, if they didn't do anything after, like, I don't know if any band has ever kind of hit their peak and then just did nothing with it more than
walked out on a high note. But I'm going to Disney World.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it's just, I hope they
did, actually. I hope they just went to Disney World after this and that was it.
Well, I mean, do you remember the album after this at all? Like, did you listen to it?
There's a really good chance I didn't. It was just called 18 Visions, and I did not listen to it.
Yeah, I remember vaguely hating it because I think they just went straight up, like, radio rock pretty much, which is fine. I probably don't hate it as much now as I did then.
It would be interesting to go back and listen to for sure.
Yeah. All right. Want to review?
I do.
Yeah. Review.
Oh, Machine produced their next album.
All the more reason to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Also, gang, you know what? I had a point to make, and I lost it completely and utterly. Wonderful. Josh, what did you think of the artwork? Banana.
Exactly. Baba Booey.
I wish so much when Brennan's doing the Trump Lord of the Rings rant, and he ends it like by just saying banana over and over, because apparently that's I'm calling it an end to my bit thing to do in whatever that type of comedy is that I can't think of the term for. Improv. Yeah, apparently that's like a thing you do in improv. And I thought, I wish I could end every situation I'm in that I want to end. Like, if I'm in a meeting that's just really stupid, I wish I could just be like, banana, and just like jump off the call. Like, I don't need to be on this. Like, I wish that was just the way to end every interaction.
Instead of typing NTD, thanks, I'm just gonna banana.
Banana.
Increasingly smaller font.
Fantastic. Oh, I got dizzy. It's almost like I pushed a car with no other physical activity for like a year. For a quarter of a mile.
You're basically a strong man, I'd say.
I gotta tell you, I don't know how. You know what? Doesn't matter. What do you think of the artwork on this album? I don't need to get into my woes.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I gave it a 5. Yeah. I like it a lot better than the reissue album artwork.
Agreed.
I like the stupid misshapen heart that's kind of very 2004, and it's a little bit Alkaline Trio, but again, that is the order of the day.
Totally agreed. It reminds me, what's that animated like movie you really liked back in the day? Coraline?
Yeah.
It's like that whole vibe, that like close to beautiful but ugly.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like kind of thing which I dig a lot. So I'm with you.
Interesting side note, they like re-released a 20 or a 15-year anniversary of Coraline. They put it back in theaters for a few weeks this year.
I still haven't seen it, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah. I'll do that today. I got nothing else going on.
Yeah, there you
go. I couldn't have less.
It's super good.
It's been such a week. I'm not doing anything today.
That cat does not like rats, even at the best of times.
Ooh, yeah. Rats and cats, man.
Don't get along.
No, they don't. Banana.
So, what did you think of the album artwork?
I absolutely love it. And the best part is the actual album cover. The white stuff going on that makes the heart, that's like an overlay. When you take that off of the actual CD, it's just like, it looks leather. It's just that like brown red color that the heart is, and it looks like a journal, like a leather bound journal cover.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it's even cooler than it. Like it's great just looking at it and seeing the heart, but the fact that the heart isn't even really there, but it's made out of the white part. Yeah. With all the design, it's awesome as fuck. Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, like, you didn't give it a score yet, I don't think, but I mean, this is a 5 for me all day. I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was done by The Plan AV, The Plan Audiovisual. So it was like a specific like effort for an audiovisual, like full in die cut heart cardboard. Let's package this mother up.
It's so sick. I mean, it's just, and honestly, the way they even, if you don't look at it with the sleeve that makes the heart, it's still kind of sick. It's got like an old timey kind of, like I said, like a leather fucking journal from the 20s or something. It's so even though it's really plain, it's still well done even without the sleeve. So I don't know. Yeah, everything about it's great. Way to start off strong, 18 Visions.
That's super good.
God damn. By the way, just as a reminder, we are reviewing Obsessions by 18 Visions, and we've got 5 for Josh, 5 for me for the artwork. What do you think of the production then, verse now, Josh?
I gave it a 4. I think it's very solid. It's big, crunchy guitar tone. It's heavy, but it's all well blended, and then they do some panning here and there, some effects, and like you said, Keith Barney? He plays every instrument known to man. Oh, and so does Ken Floyd. So, getting all that to come through the way that it does, it's super well done. And it was Mud Rock who did Waking the Fallen, which we definitely gave a 5. So, there are some maybe missteps on this one, or maybe just too weirdness compared to that, but it's definitely a solid 4.
Yeah, I'm so far totally with you. The then verse now part's the point probably for me where it's not a 5.
Yeah.
Just because it does sound a little dated, but I like that it's somehow, I don't know, it's a band kind of making more of an alternative sound while the guitar still sounds like an absolute like bludgeoning tool, which is just like a cool combination of things. I don't really know who else was doing that at the time. Like the guitar player's clearly playing like he wants to be in a hardcore band, and the band is playing like they really like Alice in Chains and Guns N' Roses. So it's done well. Again, I don't really love how the bass and guitar don't really blend very like I hear them both, but I hear them like separately the whole time. I don't really hear them as a cohesive thing. And again, apparently that's a thing that really bothers me. I'm realizing. Apparently, who knows? But yeah, I would go with a 4 as well.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
I'm curious to hear what you would rate the impact at the time.
How am I going to say this? Their vibe impacted me more than their music did.
I would say the same thing. I was kind of working on, that's why I asked you to go first, because I was like, how am I going to present this?
Yeah, like, I kind of impacted me pretty bigly, just not with their music, but like, they were kind of the cocky douches of the group, and I kind of, come on. Right. If you knew me in 2004, you knew I was eating that shit up pretty hard.
We were definitely picking up their swagger.
Yeah. And it kind of like hugely, right? Yeah. Like, I almost want to say it's like a 4.
Right.
But it not at all because of their music, almost.
Right.
Like, we listened to them, right? Like,
we did.
Vanity was, like, and I loved this album at the time. Like, I don't know how I don't remember it being so grunge. Like, I don't know if I just couldn't even have made that connection at the time.
Right.
Because I wasn't musically mature enough. But like, I don't remember how grunge it is, but I like it. But again, it wasn't about the music for 18 Visions for me. It was about everything else. Their attitude, their stage presence, their I'm somehow worse than the next band, but I'm going to act like I'm better.
Right.
You know what I mean? We had a lot of that chip on our shoulder.
And we also brought more of the crowd somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. We always brought the bigger crowd, but we were never the best band there.
No, definitely not.
We weren't even close. I don't even think, and I'm talking about She's a Nightmare specifically, but like we weren't even usually like the third best band at this show, but we brought the crowd because we were, because we sold the shit out of it, even though, we were selling you a lemon. We just didn't know it, so we sold it like it was a triumph. Anyway,
listen,
what about you?
People want lemonade, man.
They really do. Well, they got it. I mean, we gave it to them.
Yep.
We gave them a show. I broke microphone stands and shit. I wasn't messing around.
No.
If you went for free, we gave you a hell of a fucking show. But we sucked while we did it.
You were there for lemonade. We gave you lemons and sugar and ice and mixed it up. And the end result was not lemonade, but it was refreshing.
Yeah, you drank it.
Yep.
You drank it, but you didn't feel great about it probably when you were done. It's like, I'm a little dehydrated after that. It's because of all the sugar. It wasn't a great call, but you enjoyed it while you drank it. What about you? Oh, boy.
I gave it a 2 by sticking a little more closely to the strict definition of the parameter. Like, this album, I would say, probably didn't affect me as much. I didn't have the album. I did hear the singles, but then like musically it wasn't what we were all about. But like, I totally support your interpretation and your point assignment, because I would give it the same thing. But I'm going to leave it at a 2.
Yeah. And in fairness, I also did listen to this album a lot. Even then, like, I mean, I was really into it. So I could lean on that part of it. It maybe didn't influence me, but when I got it, I listened to it, I mean, constantly for a while. Even though I
definitely knew you couldn't cut the mustard.
Yep. Hard to miss. Hard to miss. Especially when you say it so many times.
Mustard!
That's the thing. It's not the line, because the line's quirky and he's quirky, so I get it and it works. But like, he just says it like it's a lot. It's like a weird amount. Once is a weird amount for cut the mustard.
More than you would ever expect to hear the word mustard in a song that's not specifically about mustard.
Yeah, outside of like a marketing, like a jingle. Oh yeah.
Jingle.
Very odd. Hey, a lot of that.
Yep.
Lot of that. How much did you enjoy listening to Obsession by 18 Visions today?
I gave it a 4. I had a pretty good time listening to it. There was some things that I was like, okay, this isn't necessarily my cup of tea or what I want to be hearing right now, but overall, like, the fun stuff's fun. The stuff that's slower is, you can just kind of tune out, or it's a little refreshing amongst some of the other like heavier guitar riffing. So I thought it was pretty good.
Sick. I am totally with you. I gave it a 4 as well. It's not 100% my thing, and they do kind of beat a dead horse with some ideas on this a little bit.
Yep.
But it's not bad, and you can kind of go in and out of it. You're going to be entertained. I do think this might be one of those albums where if you give it a shot out there, gang, you could hate it.
Yeah.
Like I think really not liking this is in play.
You could definitely get to like, what are Brad and Josh on about?
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't going to be one of the ones where I'm super trumpeting. I do think it's worth a shot for its difference, because it really, nothing else really sounds like this. Not even just from the time. I don't really. I mean, maybe stuff like this is more normal now because a lot of radio rock has screaming in it, and that like Ghost Inside has become kind of big, and you know, I could see this being I could see this being more well received now than in 2004. But I could just, if you hate it, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna argue the point. But you could love it. I don't know how many like metalcore grunge albums you're really, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if you're out there and you know of more, let us know.
Yeah, I am wondering, like, am I forgetting someone that was in this kind of vein? But I genuinely can't think of another.
Yeah, we do pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Josh, you have landed on a 15.
Not bad.
For Obsessions by 18 Visions. That is not bad. And I landed on a 17 for a 32. That is higher than I was anticipating.
That is, yeah. I did not expect that.
Again, not liking this would not be difficult to do.
And for what they went on to do, or at least the stuff that I'm aware of, I would not have expected to get into the 30s with this one.
No, I wouldn't have either. Also, go listen to their cover of Paradise City. It's very good.
It is good. that was the vibe.
Yeah, honestly, that encompasses them better than probably any single you heard. Well, Waiting for the Heavens is Waiting for the Heavens is such a good song. You know what? And to that end,
to wit,
what is your favorite song on this album, Josh?
My favorite song on this album is I Let Go.
Well, that throws a wrench into things a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was one of the singles that I didn't know. It did not sound familiar to me at all.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a single. I mean, I knew the song, but I don't remember it being a single at all.
Okay.
Like Waiting for the Heavens and Tower of Snakes. Definitely. Tower of Snakes, by the way, if you go and watch that music video, like, I don't know when the second Harry Potter movie came out, but it's like in the place with the snake almost. Like, or is that the first Harry Potter movie?
That is the Chamber of Secrets. That's the second.
Like, watch the music video for Tower of Snakes. It like seriously looks like they're in that chamber.
That's sick.
Like,
also,
yeah.
There's a high degree of probability that I was wrong on that, and we're both going to get crucified for not just knowing offhand.
Chamber of Secrets is the second movie. It came out in 2002.
Hot damn.
I wonder if they were, that's interesting.
They definitely could
Probably
be.
not.
I mean,
yeah, it's not impossible.
It's a basilisk.
And I mean, they were like made at a Hot Topic. Those people, so
yeah. And Harry Potter was also shot in a Hot Topic.
Indeed.
I don't mean filmed. I mean the child Harry Potter was shot with a gun in a Hot Topic.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Turns out magic didn't save him from that.
Oh my God. It's just
awesome. What is your favorite song?
Yeah, that's a thing. Well, I kind of want to take the shitty route and pick Tower of Snakes or Waiting for the Heavens.
Do it.
So here's the thing. Those two songs are so good that part of me wants to, even though this isn't one of those albums where I'm like, we gotta fuck it. But at the same time, like, you guys might end up with 4 tracks off of this kind of unremarkable album because I can't not put Tower of Snakes and Waiting for the Heavens on there.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite song on the album is probably This Time at track 4. So I'll go with that.
Okay.
I really like it, and that's super heavy on the Guns N' Roses.
It was really good.
So yeah, we'll do I Let Go in this time, and then I'm putting Waiting for the exactly Tower of Snakes, Tower of Potter, Potter of Snakes,
Snakes on a Heaven,
Snakes. Man, put Samuel, very old, as we discussed last week, Samuel L. Jackson, who was born in what, 1948,
something like it, yeah,
or something.
So yeah.
Yeah, 1948. Put him in a tower of snakes. See what happens. Snakes on a plane. Crashes into a tower of snakes. Snake-apocalypse. Snake-apocalypse.
I was trying to stay away from it because my mind instantly went to like Snake 11.
That's awesome. And then I did think of Indiana Jones, not going to lie. Putting him in a tower of snakes.
Oh, he would hate that.
Oh, he'd hate it
Why
so
did it have
much.
To be snakes?
Why did it have to be a tower of snakes?
Yeah. On a plane.
Talking about, on a plane, cutting mustard. Thanks for listening, gang.
Yep.
Mustard snakes.
Snakestard?
Yeah. Snake. Yeah, snake stirred. I don't have a better route to take there. What are we doing? All right. So, remember that time we elected Trump a second time? Anyway, so we will be putting. What a week! It's my favorite week of all time.
Yeah.
It's just the best week I've ever had.
At this point, it has to be, yeah.
So, we'll be putting I Let Go this time, and I'm going to do a Tower of Snakes and Waiting for the Heavens on our Spotify playlist, TDTL Favorite Songs.
Hell yeah.
You can check that shit right out, gang. Let's do it.
Check it out.
Yeah. That's how you know it's a shirt. And then if you want to, I don't know, check us out on Instagram or
do that for sure.
Delete all your social media now rather than in 3 or 4 weeks when you probably will anyway.
No, just keep it. Just only check our stuff.
Yeah, good call. Well, what am I thinking? Yeah, check us out on Instagram, TDTL_podcast. Yeah.
And at least you'll have this to look forward to every Wednesday-ish.
Depending on how much of a nightmare my week has been up until that Wednesday, which this week. Let me tell you, this week didn't cut the mustard.
No.
That's for sure. Or it did? No, it didn't.
It was basically a tower of gentlemen's sausages.
You're actually, that is how I would describe this week, yeah. A tower of dicks. That's what I'm going to name my memoir, Tower of Dicks. The story of how I kept cutting mustard.
I'd buy that.
Mustard of dicks.
No, let's stay away from that.
Dicks of mustard is...
No.
Worse?
Yep.
Seems bad.
I guess with that, he's been Brad. I've been Josh. And as always, we've been 2 decades too late.